All right, welcome in. Hey, Phil, how you doing?
Great, man. How are you, Clayton?
Doing good. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, glad to be here.
Cool. Well, then let's go ahead and just hop into it. So, tell us about kind of who you are and your business.
So my name is Phil. I run a school community full time online with my wife, Jess. And pretty much to sum it up, we help community builders with their current communities to get more engagement, to monetize, to drive sales, to help them build an actual business model on the school platform.
Cool, man. So, what drew you to school in the first place?
The biggest thing when I first came to the platform as a user, before I was even a community owner, it was just the easeability or the user friendliness, I guess you could say. Um, real simple layouts
Hmm.
attracted me. You know, the way you can navigate in between to different communities and just interact everywhere. It was cool. And then being a community owner now, I think it drew me in even more because it's just a simple place to build an audience. And I think the biggest thing is how they made it easy for like any skill level to get on there. I think
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah, I like that too. I use School too, and I don't know, it's like the most user-friendly thing out there. I think it's like just A plus B. It's really, really super easy. So,
Mhm.
is this your first business then?
This is actually not. I've been through many different other attempts at building some kind of income online,
Hmm.
if you will. I started out uh, back in 2023 when I first like I like left my job, right? I was so over corporate America and I pretty much dove headfirst into business and sales and marketing and all this fun stuff. Excuse me, but I started into affiliate marketing
Hmm.
cuz um it was a simple way to break into something as a beginner, right?
Yeah.
For the fact that you didn't have to create your own product or do any of that. So that was the lure to me was okay, this will be a simpler process to get started. Then I got to the point, did that for about a year. I did okay. I probably made, you know, close to five figures,
Okay.
maybe not quite, but I did all right with it. And I just wanted something more. So I started dabbling into like e-com. I did the classic digital products on Etsy to Pinterest, that model. Um, have had a couple other community models as well
Hmm.
before we landed on Skool. So we've got a little bit of experience with a few different industries. Nothing as much as community building, but good marketing knowledge, if you will, business knowledge. So
And so how'd you find like when you're doing a lot of the like e-commerce, the Pinterest and stuff, how did you find that working out for you?
to be honest with you, I never gave it long enough to even see if it would work. I had friends at the time that I knew from through
Yeah.
networking that were doing pretty well with it. So it was one of I could categorize it as one of my shiny objects that I chased. I was like, saw people having success and I wanted to get for a quick win, but I think with the right strategy, it it does really well. Um,
Cool. And why does he think that you didn't stick with it long enough?
I think I was I let myself become infatuated with big bold claims in people's marketing.
Yeah.
So I was looking at it as something I could do that wouldn't take much work. But then I get behind the scenes and I saw there was a lot more to it than what these people were saying in the content. So I was like, okay, I backed up. I was like, I don't know if I'm going down this rabbit hole. So I just kind of I ended it before, I got too deep into it.
Yeah. The classic make what is it, $20,000 in your first 10 days doing nothing
Yeah.
online. Yeah. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we've all seen it, especially on School for any length of time. I think that's like the chatbot's favorite opening line is some very
Oh, they're
specific
getting
income number. Yeah.
yeah, they're getting crazy on those. It's funny.
Yeah. We could probably do a whole episode just on like weird stuff that bots see on School.
Oh, probably. You could do a whole group about it.
Yeah. No, but it's okay. So you started affiliate marketing, you went into like, the Etsy store and so on, and then you got into community. So when you went from that sort of like, hey, this backend's kind of crazy, it's not really what I wanted to, you went to community building. So like, what was it that when you first saw the community model as like, okay, this is a place I want to be, like, how did that click for you?
I think originally Jessica and I came across there's a guy named Stu McLaren. I'm not
Mm,
sure if you're familiar with Stu or not, but he's a big membership guy. So we knew the initial draw for us was creating the monthly recurring revenue, right?
mm-hmm,
And not just depending on one-off sales, which those work as well. You just a lot more volume, to maintain. But um I think what drew us to the community model is we knew what we had to offer could, you know, help a variety of people. It
mm-hmm,
was just categorizing it and starting our original community around just a common theme and realizing that we caught some traction off of our first offer launch. We made close to $1,600 in one weekend,
oh wow,
which was pretty sweet at the time. We were like, dang, okay. So at that moment, I knew like maybe this is what we should do. People want to follow, real people and inside a community and get in these private hubs where they can hang out. And
mm-hmm,
that's what drew us to it the most.
cool. So when you would launch that first offer, was that for a paid community or was it for like an offer inside of a community that was free?
It was a paid membership. So we built it we started originally as a Facebook group,
Mm-hmm,
but then I quickly moved it to Go High Levels community platform on there. So we built there. I took a simple membership fee,
mm-hmm,
um, pushed the annual fee. So it was a lower annual fee, of course, but we made a solid push. We had 12 members join off the initial. We had like 22 or 23 show interest, and about half of them ended up joining. So
oh, that's cool.
um, it was the best we had ever done on a launch. So that's another reason we like took it as a sign is maybe, hey, the community thing is where we need to be.
Yeah. So now you've been switched over to communities. How have things been going on the community side of things? How's your business growing?
So business is going good. We started out growing up organically, right?
Mm-hmm,
So within the Skool platform itself and through our email list and previous followers on other social media platforms. After we hit about 105, 110 members, we started running ads just to kind of accelerate the growth.
mm-hmm,
Um, so for that reason, growth has been steady. We did slow down the ads recently, but I've noticed an uptick of the organic leads coming in. So we're putting a big focus in on just the Skool platform itself,
okay.
and
Eh,
sticking around there.
And so what are you guys doing? So when you say you're kind of getting that organic uptick and you're focusing more on the school community itself, like what do you mean by that?
I got you. So basically, what it is, um, we just my main focus is to help people grow from within inside Skool. Okay, and the way that we
Mm-hmm,
do that is by joining 5 to 10 other communities that you have an interest in, not necessarily that's in the same industry that you are in, but just
mm-hmm,
common hobbies that you can share with people. Um, some business, if that's your take, entrepreneur communities, and some fun
mm-hmm,
communities. So what the strategy is from there is I like to make at least 3 posts daily, like across different communities, not including my own. And then if I can make at least 30 comments, I can start 30 comments that ends up turning into 60 or 90, or
Mhm.
100 by the end of the day, because those things start stacking up and you're just starting conversations. So that's what the organic strategy that I use.
Awesome. And
Yeah.
so so it's working so well that you're even stepping back from ads and just, like, really going all in with that?
Yeah. So we are running um, $5 a day on our ads right now. We started in heavier than that,
Mhm.
but at $5 a day, and then the organic strategies that I'm putting in, we're getting like probably half and half. So half are coming from me being on Skool, and the other half are coming from ads.
Nice.
So it's
That's
nice. It's a nice little mixture.
yeah, that's pretty cool. So, if you're talking to somebody and they were thinking about, starting a business, like an information business or like a course business or whatever, like, what would be the first thing that would pop into your head as, like, a piece of advice that you could give them that you see as, like, a common pitfall that someone would get stuck in?
I think one of the biggest things for I can speak personally to this because I consider myself a coach, right? So
Mhm.
um the biggest thing that I went through was like the confidence, building the confidence, I guess, and knowing what I had to offer people would want. And that came with testing a lot of things, a lot of different lead magnets to see what people wanted, what they wanted to learn
Mhm.
before just diving in and trying to guess, like, here's my knowledge. This is what I'm going to teach you. Like you find out what they want to learn. And that's easier said than done sometimes. You almost have to pry it out of people to figure out like what do you want? I'm trying to help. But no,
Yeah.
with like a just consistent effort on that, I would tell anybody trying to do that, um, do your best to listen to your audience, whether it's on social media or if it's in a community somewhere.
Okay. So, would you say then, since you kinda wanna find out what they're working toward, would you even recommend then someone even have, like, a clear, like, super like, solid niche when they start and start trying to build their audience? 'Cause I know people talk about, start with a niche and all that stuff.
Mhm.
Would you even say start there? Would you say start more broad and then you could work your way in?
I'm a believer in starting broad. So one thing that I flipped, and I heard someone explain this one time, is like, don't try to niche down on like your person.
Mm,
Like, you niche down on the problem you solve. So instead of saying, I help 40-year-old retail workers leave corporate America, you can say, I help retail workers start building an income online, you know, to
mm,
escape, you know what I mean? And then that attracts a broader audience. And then when you get in, you monetize what they're telling you, like they want to learn, if that makes sense.
yeah, that makes sense actually. Uh, so what do you think it is that people want so often to try and niche down on the person so much?
I think it's a common thing that's told to everyone because it's like, it's not a bad way to go about it, especially if you really want to get a nice targeted audience that you can sell to. And a lot of
Mhm,
people might start that way because I'll use the retail worker example again because that's what I was. I could say, like, I'm looking for, if you're 35 or above and you work in retail, listen up. I got a huge opportunity for you. I think if that's a good call out if you use it
mhm,
in content. You might not get as much reach, but if the right people hear it, you're gonna get a higher conversion percentage on it.
yeah,
So, I wouldn't say that it's necessarily wrong to niche down on the person, but I spent way too much time trying to figure out who that person was instead of
mm,
focusing on the problem I solved.
yeah. Do you think
So,
there's a situation, especially for new people, where they're trying to niche down on that person and really, like, they aren't even far enough into the problem yet to even understand who that person is?
think that's totally a thing.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yes, I don't
Um
go ahead.
I was gonna say I could give a quick example.
Yeah.
When I used to crank out video reels like crazy. I was addicted to making content, which wasn't really a bad thing. It
Well,
like
see, that's not
it
a
helped
problem.
me. Yeah, it helped me get good at it fast. Um, but no, through that I learned how to like kind of look at my analytics and see who was liking my stuff and this. And I thought I was trying to speak to a certain demographic, but when I got on there, it was actually, a more upper or, upper middle aged demographic who was resonating, wanting to learn from a younger generation. I'm like, wow, that kind of twisted my mind a little bit. I'm like, okay. So, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that happening. I think that maybe I'm just putting my own stuff onto it, but I think a lot of times what happens is people come in and they start to think too hard. Cause there's almost like all this awesome information out there. There's always people that they made like millions of dollars and they're sharing everything that they have. And it's easy to try and jump in and think that you on day one have to be the other person on year 10.
Mhm.
And do you think that's a common pitfall that people have? Or do you
like
think I'm thinking weird stuff?
like Um, ask that one more time, I'm sorry. I think
Yeah,
it's,
no problem. So let me think there's a better way to ask that question.
yeah.
So what I'm asking is, do you think that sometimes when people are sort of in early stage entrepreneurship, that they look at, the advice that say like the guru is giving, and it's
Mhm.
based on like the gurus, last 10 years, you have experience, but also where like they're at now, and thinking that they have to like, kind of mirror the 10 years now rather than like mirror day one. Like, do you think that's like
Yes.
a thing that catches a lot of people?
I understood, I got what you're saying that time. So, I think it is something that people could easily fall into. Um, you could be in the beginning thinking you need to chase all this stuff. Well, crap, I need to be sending emails daily. I need to be posting on 7 different social media sites. I need to be starting my community. I need to have an e-commerce website for products. Like, it could totally happen.
Yeah.
And that's where it's really good to, like, at the beginning to just take a chill pill and find a couple things that you may be interested in and then go from there, pick
Mhm.
one lane. So,
God, that
that's
makes
the
sense.
beauty of entrepreneurship.
So, yeah, so I
Mm.
just have two last questions. So
Cool.
first one is, where do you see yourself going like in the near future, business wise?
So if I had to look at I like to look at a 5-year, 3 to 5-year timeline.
Hmm.
So if I could say in the next 3 years, I'd like to be consistently pulling in 6-figure, annually.
Hmm.
Um, I don't like to overinflate my numbers. If I keep it realistic in my head, it looks more realistic as I'm growing towards it.
Hmm.
And then I think at a 5-year mark, it's just Jess and I are traveling full time and
Nice.
we're doing our thing and, you know, meeting everyone across the country and the continent here in North America. So
Fantastic. I love it.
it'll be cool.
And last question is, where can people find you at?
So we run our community on Skool. That's just skool.com, SKOOL dot
Hmm.
com, slash AI launchpad slash about. So
Cool.
that's where most of 95% of my time is spent. I'm hardly on socials anymore. So I'm
Okay.
mainly on Skool.
Yeah, school's addictive. That's for sure.
Hmm. Big
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. All right, cool, man. Well, thanks, Phil. You can find Phil on AI Launchpad on School. Uh, appreciate you being in, man.
Yep. Thank you, bud.